He's back again. He steps on. He's hit. He stumbles. He is throwing it deep for the end zone, and it is batted around and incomplete. And the game is over.
Banks is on the deep.
Ooh, had the back door. Oh, Simmons threw it in reverse. Oh my God! Deep to right field, way up there and way out of here. Second and one. Here's Hughes giving it across. Oh, what a save! Made by Blair on hold. Oh my goodness!
Welcome back to the Broad Street Benchwarmers podcast, and we are coming to you, coming off our first Victory Monday. The Philadelphia Eagles have won a football game. How we feeling, Nathan?
I don't want to be pessimistic and say that was a fluke, but it was a good enough job from what I thought was the worst linebacker core probably in the league. Shout out to Alex Singleton.
Yeah,
And
the star.
the receivers were good enough. Travis Fulgham, the next big guy for our receiving core. The kid is I think he was a 6th round pick. And I mean, since we don't have Rieger or Jashawn, I guess he's our deep threat now. we haven't even gone deep other than that week 1 throw at all.
Yeah.
So sure.
I mean, we'll get into that probably later. I think, that is partially due to some, play calling. But I loved it.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time in a long time that I've actually had fun watching Philadelphia Eagles football.
Mhm.
Had fun watching Philadelphia sports.
Yeah.
Period. This has been a great week. I mean, Doc, this, Clentak being fired. It was just great. But I mean, to go right into it, I think we should start with Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
And this was not a dominant performance by any means.
It is.
It was not,
Average. It's what I would have expected in
Exactly.
mediocre performance from him this year.
Exactly.
But that's saying a lot, but
It was not a 2017 game.
no.
He finished
It was
with
more a rookie game, a good rookie,
Yeah.
a decent enough rookie game.
decent. Yeah. 193 yards, a touchdown, a pick, which wasn't even really a pick. Let's be real here. I
Yeah.
mean, got tipped. It was, 7 rushes, 437 yards, and a touchdown.
Mhm.
And I think, like I said last week, the opening up of the playbook and the allowing him to scramble, I think, is a huge contrast to in previous seasons, especially after the injuries. And I love it. I mean, San Francisco could not stop it in the first half last night. The read options, obviously the touchdown, but he had a huge run on a 3rd down. He's looking probably the most athletic he has in his career. At the same time, Richard Rodgers, we both saw, he had Richard Rodgers wide open, just airballs it. Another Miles play, he can't seem to get those play action screens under pressure. I don't know what it is. But all in all, when you get the victory, and he didn't try to do too much, just, led this team, obviously did not have many weapons, his leading receiver was Greg Ward, and just got them going. I think you have to be, I wouldn't say happy, but satisfied with the performance.
Because I'm pretty sure I said 33-13 or something rough.
We both said they would lose by 10 plus.
At least 10, yeah.
Yup.
And then Nick Mullins happened, so.
Do we need to talk about Nick Mullins? Should we talk about Nick Mullins?
He threw what was possibly the worst pick I've ever seen in my entire
It
life.
was.
It looked straight out of like Madden. It just went directly. It was like just right into
Right.
Alex Singleton's gloves. Just like
Yep.
he just threw it right to him and then
Yep.
took it for a touchdown. I'm like, okay. No,
I mean, we weren't expecting much, were we?
not out of Nick Mullins, but I mean,
Yeah.
when he goes ridiculous against the Giants and then gets locked up by us, it's really weird, but I'll take it.
I think that's more of an attest to how bad that Giants defense is and
Yeah.
how good our D was last night.
Yeah.
I mean,
Even when you
we
put
talk
Bailey
about-
Moore at corner, which is
exactly.
terrified of me just once they announced that.
We have Dallas game PTSD from last year.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Jannard Avery stepped
Yeah.
up, got tons of pressure in his only 26 snaps. That was a pick I've been highly critical of, but he went in his limited action, really stepped up last night.
Yeah.
Rodney McLeod was flying all over the field. I think that was incredibly underrated from last night. I mean, obviously did not do a great job against George Kittle on some of those deep plays, but I think he had a good night. And Darius Slay
Mhm.
being the consistent presence that he has been all season. That has probably one of the best Howie trades of the past, 3 years, if
Mhm.
not the best, just with the way he's played. And it looked like they came together. It
Yeah.
really did. We talked about it after the Rams game together. That defense and, the zone and the not blitzing and the way Sean McVay was able to carve it up just was unable to do anything. And so to see them come out against an offense that's equally sophisticated and equally, trick plays and the double screens and handoffs, I think was definitely a good sign for the future.
Yeah. And let's see. I know Barnett was good. Malik Jackson got like half a sack.
I know.
Sweat was good. Like it's so weird how when our D line decides to play, we win games.
Exactly.
And
Just like what's-
I'm actually really impressed with Barnett because Trent Williams is one of the best tackles in football, and I guess we could talk about our line while we're at it.
Should
Jordan
we?
Mailata had a
What's
game. It
Yeah.
was a game. He definitely played football yesterday,
Yeah.
and he looked completely lost. But we got some vintage Carson Wentz running for his life moments, like on that third down.
Exactly.
Turned into a first down of penalties, but I mean, didn't Lane have to come out for a little bit? Yeah, he did. So it was, and there was a really weird play when he had like Jack Driscoll at fullback, and then he motioned him to tackle. It was really weird, but I don't want to start nitpicking because I mean, I don't want to call it like before it happens, but this might be one of the only happy moments of the season because we're playing Pittsburgh next week, and our offense against that defense is like like their opposites,
Yeah.
like elite versus practice squad. But I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll give credit to Carson and Travis Fulgham and
Yeah.
Alex Singleton and Darius Slay and the D line collectively. So
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that Pittsburgh defense creates so many matchup problems.
yeah,
If we're going to go into next week, I think they obviously have that destructive secondary with safety.
Joe Hayden and Minka.
Joe
and,
Hayden, Minka.
Like Edmonds and like there's not like a
And you got TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Like
And you just have Devin Bush and like Cam Hayward. Oh god, I cannot imagine. Our O line is kind of the only good part of this is that they don't have Javon Hargrave. So
not
Sure.
that he's done much of anything for us.
yeah,
But that offensive line, I would by the end of last night. I
Yeah.
think Mailata. I mean Trey Thomas, who's stepped up and said, you know what? He had a great night last night. I think Jack Driscoll does not deserve to be playing anywhere, but I think despite that, solid all in all. I didn't expect much. Kelsey had that one bad snap, which I was a little pissed off about. But besides that, I mean, this was just a feel-good win. Yeah. And I think this is a team that, after playing for a tie, they needed to show that they had confidence in themselves, and their coach had confidence in them. I think Doug had a decent game play calling last night. Obviously, that aggressive 2-point conversion early, I mean, that's not something I would have done, but I think he wanted to show confidence in this offense, and I think that was overall throughout this game the theme.
Mm-hmm. And I guess we'll talk about CJ Beathard now, because the fact that this game came down to a Hail Mary from CJ Beathard that looked good for about 75% of the time it was in the air is pathetic. He was like 14 for 15 at some point. It was insane. And
it is typical of the Philadelphia Eagles to find some way to make this game somewhat of a disaster. Yeah. Exactly. And I mean,
I want to talk about Brandon Ayuk. Jesus.
I know.
He went like Zeke Monday Night Football on us against, like, who was that even on? I don't care, but like
I think it was one of the linebackers. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it was like Nate Gary. But
who doesn't even deserve to be on the field. Let's be fair. We're on the Alex Singleton train now.
Yeah. And Duke Riley. This is how sad.
Duke Riley's hurt.
Well, that's
Riley's hurt.
And when someone went down, and I told my dad, like, for every 7 Eagles injuries, there's going to be one for the Niners, which is true. But I'm just glad we're first in the worst division in football right now.
We are. And I mean, look, with the way Dallas looked Sunday and the way the Washington football team looked Sunday, I think there's no reason why you can't come out of this happy. I think, Dallas obviously has an easier schedule coming up, but their defense looks like they can't stop anybody. Yeah. So, I mean, who says Danny Dimes is going to come in there next week and, make some magic happen? Yeah. And the football team is just, their talent has caught up to them, I think. I think they are who they are. I think they're a 5-win team, which could be enough to win this division, as sad as it sounds. I don't know. It just feels good. It's a victory Monday for the first time in months.
Yeah. And unless you're a fantasy owner, you can't really care about Dak Prescott, because, like, it doesn't matter how many 500-yard games you can have unless you win a game, and you got stomped by the Cleveland Browns.
At the same time,
I'll give credit to, because they're finally playing up to their talent, but like,
I think it would be slightly hypocritical for us to call out Dak Prescott with the way our quarterback has performed.
Yeah, because Carson's been really bad.
Yeah. I think at the moment right now, if I were to, compare the two,
the debate's over.
Dak would be like 7th. Yeah, I think while we might have been able off season, he was better. Dak is just
he's a lot better than Carson.
Better. Yep.
And this might sound like I hate Carson Wentz. I don't. He's probably a chill guy. But every Jalen Hurts snap that I saw was like pure, like, it was like Nirvana. It was just like amazing. But then,
really,
like,
zone reads.
Yeah, like, if you use him as like a great value Lamar, you might as well, because he can run. And I'm surprised they didn't line him up at receiver, which is like, because, like, what's the point of having Carson Wentz, like, fight this irrelevant, like, slot corner? Like, what's the?
I'll tell you what, though. I loved that blocking play where they had him blocking Jimmy Ward.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. I thought, I'm not to make a big deal out of it, but this is a guy who's finally stepping in. You can tell he's a leader. He's showing his contributions. If there's two things we can get out of the season from Carson Wentz that have been positives, it's the regaining somewhat of his athleticism and the contributions as a team leader, despite the downplay as a quarterback. And I think it's going to only improve. I think this is a huge confidence boost for this whole team. I think it only gets better from here, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat my words, but...
Yeah. So there was like this one play the defensive lineman like read. It was supposed to be a quarterback to quarterback pass to Carson. I think it was really stupid, but
yeah. And
like, I
Hurts
don't
ran
see
it
why you
instead.
don't run that with Jalen getting the ball because I mean he's probably like infinitely more fast than Carson, but
Well, I think it's trickier if you run the zone read with the opposite quarterback. I mean, you're expecting that zone read. You have him actually running around. It's kind of like a Philly special kind of thing.
Yeah. And I guess since I'm pretty sure those commentators did the Super Bowl, so they're like, oh, they could do the Philly special.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Al
wouldn't
Michaels
minded it if it, but it was always just kind of like a Doug Peterson flipping off the Jalen Hurts fans. Like he came in for like one play, just like, come on, let's keep going. Like he got like 6 yards, and nope, never mind. We're just gonna.
Well, you can't do it too much.
Yeah, you can't do it too much because obviously you don't want to like make Carson mad, even though it's he. I really wish this was a Aaron Rodgers situation where he's just going crazy, but that's not what's happening.
I mean, for all the Carson Wentz is being bothered emotionally by Jalen Hurts playing theorists. I mean, come on. Do you really think the guy who had Nick Foles, who won a freaking Super Bowl as his backup quarterback, the savior of Philadelphia, is being bothered by this rookie quarterback who just comes in drafted? It's not. I don't think it's psycho-emotional. I think it's just, he's been playing bad. And I think, this is a league where defenses get better, schemes get better, you figure guys out. I think, he's going to have to adjust. And I think, again, the athleticism, key part of that. I think that's going to be huge for the future.
Well, do we have like anything else?
I don't think we do.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
We'll be back to talk about how Jimmy Butler's 40-point triple-double is whatever, and how the Texans should have fired Bill O'Brien 2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching. We'll probably be back.
Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
Day or two, yeah. And free Jalen Hurts. He deserves to be on a better team.